All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakar, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with truth, sincerity, with charity. Presenting your bodies a living sacrifice. We who are ready to live salute you. All right. Okay, now this is going to be a response to my brother Nadazaki's video. It says, have balance concerning these women. All right. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet as I possibly can. I'm not going to lie. I do not want to do this video right now. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do this lesson. In my mind, I was wrestling with it. But watching this video, I got cut. Okay. I got personally, I got cut. Okay. I got cut. I'm not going to lie. Because his brother in his video said some things that have crossed my mind, but I never really totally considered, you know, you know, and yeah, I was cut. And one thing I'm thinking about now is discerning the body. Okay, discerning the body. All right, discerning the body. One thing, and also considering other men's conscience. Okay, that's something we have to do. We have to consider other men's conscience. You know, now me, I'm sometimes I can be a flashy guy, you know, when it comes to, you know, women and you know, posting things, because we have our camp group. You know, we have a camp group. That camp is a group where everybody in the camp is able to communicate. All right. And it's the entire body. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, there's a lot of scriptures that come to my head, you know, let all things be done to edification. And the truth of the matter is, some shit is just not edifying. Some shit is just not edifying, you know. And then some things we do can be excessive, you know. And like I said, it's not a video I wanted to do, but I was convicted and the Spirit is making me do a lot of things that my flesh didn't want to do and say things that my flesh didn't want to say. All right. And, you know, because the scriptures talk about purging out that old leaven. You know, we're getting to a point where we kind of got to grow up, man. Not kind of, but have to, you know. And that comes with discerning the body, you know. All right. Let me get a couple of scriptures. All right, this is 1 Corinthians 8 and I'm gonna start at 5. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one power, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, by whom are all things, and we by him. Howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge. All right, so the Lord is, Paul is basically talking about things offered to idols. Basically, it's just food, but at the same time, it can, the knowledge of that is offered to an idol could offend a brother's conscience. All right, it says, howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge. Right, not every man. You know, the scripture says, all roughly paraphrasing, not all things are for all men. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, Howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge. All right, not everybody has the same temperance as you and understanding as you. So you have to kind of like understand that and be careful, But I'm going to keep reading. For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled. So you got to understand there's certain things, the scripture says all things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. It says all things edify not. Not everything is edifying. All right. So we got to understand that there's men who can have their conscience wounded by certain things we do and things we say. Right. But meat condemneth us not to Yahweh. Right. So these things that you do, maybe you know, and I'm comparing it to maybe you live a flashy lifestyle. Maybe you like to show off a lot, certain things, and I'm one of those guys as well. Don't get me fucked up. I'm one of those guys as well. Like I said, I was cut by that brother's lesson. I was, pretty much cut, honestly. There was a lot of things he said that, I didn't, it crossed my mind, but I never really sat on it to truly consider it. For neither if we eat are we the better, neither if we eat not are we the worse. Right. So now I'm comparing this to women, because that was the brother's lesson was about, how you deal with women, and how you present yourself around brothers in doing that, how, because you guys, like I said, some brothers that are really flashy, they may post a lot of fucking women and, flashy things, you know what I'm saying? You know, all right. And that's for certain places and certain things, I mean, we got social media. Some brothers got Facebook. Some brothers got Instagram. That's one thing. But you got brothers that are just in the group, that are just in the group. They don't really get into all that. And their conscience is not as strong as yours, It says, if we eat, are we not the better? Neither if we eat not, are we the worse? But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. So your flashiness and all that, whatever you want to do, on social media and all that, that's whatever. That's one thing, But we have to discern that there's certain kind of men that are around us, who have a weaker conscience, and we don't want to wound that, you know. But I'm gonna let Paul speak. I'm gonna let these scriptures speak. So, for any man see that which has knowledge sit at meat. For if any man see thee which hath knowledge sit at meat in the idol's temple, so somebody could see you doing something that's really not unlawful. It's not nothing wrong with it, but this is the thing about the conscience, right? You know, you even, it's this thing about the conscience, right? So not the conscience of him which is weak be emboldened to eat those things which are offered to idols. So you doing certain things could open the door for a man who's not as equipped as you to deal with that and think it's okay, but then misuse it, if you can understand what I'm saying. Or he did it, so let me do it, but it's not for you to do, The scripture says one that is weak eat herbs, another one eats meat, But I think, I'm just gonna keep reading. And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish from whom Hamashiach died. So yeah, you don't want to offend, the little ones by doing that. You don't want to, wound their conscience. These are technicalities and small things that we can look over, man. and they're not actually, they're not small things. They seem small, but really they are the weightier matters. The weightier matters is how we move amongst the brothers, man, and how we talk to them, how we treat them, and also discerning their strengths and weaknesses and their conscience. But when ye sin so against the brethren and wound their weak conscience, ye sin against Hamashiach. So you got to understand what we have to understand, Salakia. We have to understand. And like I said, I'm kind of cut. The things that I do and the things that I post can wound a weaker man's conscience. Wherefore, if meat make my brother to offend, right? I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother offend. All right. So me doing something or me posting certain things that that may be this put like this. It may work for me. It may work for you, but another brother sees that and then he tries to do that and emulate that. That could be a stumbling block to that man. That could be a stumbling block to that man. So if that's the case, I would, I personally, in light of watching this video, am gonna tone down my flashiness, so to speak. I don't really need to post everything that I do. I mean, you may see it on my social media, my other social media platforms, whether it be Instagram or whatever. That's what that's for right there. I definitely want the nigga woman to see me at the castle. I definitely want the nigga woman to see that. I need to stun on my baby mama. That's my personal thing. But within this group, I'm planning on to be a little, tone it down, man. Just because not all things are for all men. And I don't want to, wound another brother's conscience or have another brother try to do the things that I'm doing and end up in a situation, you know, you know, end up in a situation, that, but let me get another scripture. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 11:20. When ye come together, therefore, into one place, this is not to eat the Lord's supper, for in eating everyone taketh before other his own supper, and one is hungry and another is drunken. What, have ye not houses to eat and to drink? Right. So here it is, you got men that are coming to the church, they may bring a lot of food or a lot of liquor. But then you have certain brothers they may be in the back and they may be hungry. They may be poor. They may not have what you have. You know, you know, they may not have what you have. That's why like when I'm thinking about like how in class when you were at school, the teacher would say, if you don't have anything to share with the whole class, don't bring anything at all, right? Don't just get to busting out a bunch of candy in front of the rest of the kids and you got a bunch of kids over there that are fucking starving. They don't have what you have. So why eat that in front of them? Why or you may have you have a lot of brothers that are actually burning. They don't really have women, you know. They don't really deal with women like that. That's a part of their affliction. So why would I add to their affliction, when I don't have to? If I don't have to do that, then why would I do that, Why eat a steak in front of somebody who's fucking starving? And I'm thinking about that. This is something that I'm discerning through the spirit, man. Now, of course, what brothers do on me personally, I'm gonna post some flashy shit on the social media. I'm gonna do that. That's just how I get down every now and then. I may flick up with some bitches and post it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I said, I didn't even want to do this lesson, man. I didn't even want to do it, but the spirit kept steady hitting me in my head, and I had to say what needs to be said, you know. Because like that could be just like I said, it could be like eating a steak in front of a brother who's starving, man. And I'm just not even discerning that fact. That's what niggas in the world kind of do, man. I'm stunting on you. I got this, I got that, and you don't. And that's not how we should be, And like I said, I didn't even want to fucking do this lesson, man. But who has resisted the Lord's will, man? It's just something that needs to be said and considered, man. But it says, "What, have ye not houses to eat and drink in?" Right. So here it is. You come to the church, bringing all this food and drink for yourself, not discerning the body, not discerning that there's men who are hungry, men, who haven't eaten in months, or not eating like you eating, you know. And the same thing, like, I gotta say it, man. Same thing with me posting a lot of bitch flicks, man. Because I'm a type of brother that I'm flashy from time to time too, man. I deal with bitches too, But at the same time, I know there's brothers who they're being afflicted right now in their flesh, man, and in their mind and in their conscience. And what kind of brother or leader would I be if I didn't even consider that at all? If I just didn't even consider that at all, if I never thought about that, I would not be a leader. I would not be a brother if I didn't even think about it at all. If it never crossed my mind and I never even considered it, that's not, nah, I have to consider that, you know, that's at least consider it, you know. You see, motherfucker may see me flick up, I might still post some shit, but I plan on personally toning it down, which I kind of have as of lately, but, you know, just something to consider, all things considered, right? What have ye not, houses to eat and drink in? Right, you could eat that at home before you come into the church, because when we come into the sanctuary, we have to consider every member in this church. We have to consider every member in this body. We have to consider that there are weak consciences within this body, What, have ye not houses to eat and drink in? Or despise ye the church of Yahweh, right? Do you, and Paul's saying, like, damn, do you despise these brothers? Do you despise these brothers that you eating in front of, man? Do you hate them? Like, why you adding? You see they already afflicted. You see they already starving. You see they already hungry. And you sitting there eating in front of them, man? Do you despise the church of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man? Is that what we doing here, man? And I really had to sit here and get cut, man. I had to really consider myself, man, because I've been guilty of this, and I feel like I am guilty of this, and I am guilty of this. And shame them that have not. Like, are we shaming those that don't have that? So you can do all this and you can do all that, but there's a lot of brothers who don't have what you have, man. And that could wound their conscience, man. That could wound their conscience, man. See, what I'm learning, and to be honest with you, is, fucking with these hoes is easy. Especially if you're a handsome guy and bitches like you. That's the easy part. But can you keep it to yourself? That's the challenge. Now I'm literally learning right now as I'm talking to you. You know, as I'm speaking right now, I'm literally learning that, man. That's easy. Just fucking with these hoes and doing everything and all this shit. That's the easy part. You know, eating and drinking is easy. But can I eat at home? Can I eat in the car before I get out and break bread with the church? Instead of eating in front of a brother that doesn't have what I have, can I do that? You know? And like I said, man, I'm just now coming to this right now. You know, I just watched the brother's video, the lesson, and I'm cut, bro. What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I praise you not. So Paul was like, hey, look, you know, you got certain men that'll commend you, like, yeah, you know, motherfuckers, yeah, my nigga, yeah, you did this, yeah, you could do that. But Paul's like, hey, man, fuck that, bro. Calm your ass down, bro. Oh, you showed us you could do this. We get it. We see you could do that. We see you could do this. Now let's see if you can keep it to yourself. That's the real challenge, you know? All right. But yeah, man, you know, I'm like I said, I'm cut, man, and I'm just been sitting here doing some reflecting to myself, man. You know, because you know, you don't want to make this truth about you, man. We don't want to make this about us. This shit ain't about us. This is a labor of love. This is a selfless act. We have to consider the men around us, man. You know, we have to consider the men around us, bro. This is about the body, man. This ain't about us. I'm thinking about this movie called The Other Guys. You know, you had Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, and you had the two flashy guys. The two flashy guys was Samuel Jackson and The Rock. you know, and pretty much like they kind of shat on everybody else. you know, and I'm thinking about that movie, man. The Other Guys. If any brothers ain't never seen it, it's a pretty funny movie. But all these things are coming to me through the spirit, and this in the last lesson, I would say, the spirit had me say things that I did not want to say, man. This lesson, was about, the lesson I just did before that was about, you know, um, you know, uh, dealing with women, and how brothers deal with women. And there was a lot of things in that lesson that I did not fucking want to say, man. You know, and that there were sensitive topics that I didn't want to say, and this is like even worse. This one is even worse than the last one I did, as far as things that I didn't want to say and things that I did not want to address, man. But the spirit wants what it wants, and hey, I'm a servant of Yahweh Bashim Shai at the end of the day. I could either be a servant to the flesh, or I could be a servant to Yahweh Bashim Shai. And as a servant of Yahweh Bashim Shai, I have to say the things that he wants me to say. All right. And it's a sensitive subject, especially for me. Like I said, I'm cut, my damn self, you know, you know. But we have to consider the brothers and their conscience. All things are not for all men. Some men eat meat, some men eat herbs, man. And like Paul said, if my meat causes a brother to offend, I just don't eat it in front of him. I could easily sit in my chariot, my car, and eat, and then go holler at the church. Then we can go break bread. All right, we come together to break spiritual bread. All right, That's why we're here. We're really here. Scripture says, let all things to be done to edification, man. All things edify not, you know. But yeah, I just want to, I just had to do a response to that lesson because I have to do what the Spirit tells me to do. I'm just a messenger. And we're coming into the Passover. We're coming to the end of this thing, and all leaven has to be purged out. There's certain superfluity that we have that needs to be and should be addressed. So yeah. That's pretty much what that is. But yeah, that's my lesson. Don't mean to offend anybody. Salakia to any brothers that are offended and have been offended by my actions. I don't want to offend the little ones. Lest the Lord be angry with me. I don't want to offend nobody in this truth. This is me cleaning out my leaven and cleaning out my cupboard, so to speak. Cleaning out my conscience. So yeah, I have no ill will or malice or anything towards any brothers. So brothers know that. But these things have to be. I mean, I didn't know they had to be addressed until the Lord told me they had to be addressed. But now that He has told me they have to be addressed, now they have to be addressed. So yeah, and like I said, let me go back to. Hold on. Man, this fucking technology is shit, man. Right. This is my brother Nadazaki, his lesson. Have balance concerning these women. And this is my response. And I would say have balance in discerning the body. Have balance discerning the brotherhood. All right. And like my brother Benji says a lot, man. He know your brother, man. You gotta know your brother, man. You gotta know your brothers, man, and you gotta understand the consciences and the minds that we're dealing with. And there's a lot more men coming. There's a lot more men coming, and there's gonna be an influx of men coming in with different spirits, man, and mindsets that they're coming out of. We have to be mindful of that as well. So yeah, man, with that, I'd like to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing this word with true sincerity, with charity, presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice. We who are ready to live salute you. Shalom and Kwam Yasharallah.